October 1944. The largest naval battle in history will unfold across 4 seas and shatter an empire. Carriers, battleships, air groups, and, most unexpectedly, tiny tin can destroyers will decide the future of the Pacific. This is Leyte Gulf, the moment the Imperial Japanese Navy broke. General MacArthur has returned to the Philippines, landing at Leyte to cut Japan's lifeline to oil in the Dutch East Indies. If the U.S. takes Leyte, Japan loses fuel, mobility, and time. Tokyo answers with a desperate master plan. Lure Admiral Halsey's fast carriers north, slip a center force through the islands, and smash the invasion fleet from behind. Japan splits into 4 groups. Center Force, Vice Admiral Kurita with battleships, including Yamato and Musashi, and heavy cruisers. Southern Force, 2 prongs under Nishimura and Shima to race through Surigao Strait. Northern Force, Admiral Ozawa with a handful of battered carriers as decoy. Facing them, 7th Fleet under Kincaid guarding the beachhead, and Halsey's 3rd Fleet of fast carriers and battleships hunting for a decisive kill. October 24th, Sibuyan Sea. American carrier groups find Kurita's center force. Strike waves hammer the giant Musashi with bombs and torpedoes. She absorbs incredible punishment, dozens of hits, before finally capsizing. Kurita actually turns back, then reverses again. Reduced but still lethal, center force continues toward San Bernardino Strait. To Halsey, it looks like a retreat. To the transports in Leyte Gulf, it's a storm still coming. Night of October 24-25, Surigao Strait, Vice Admiral Jesse Oldendorf stages a classic ambush. U.S. PT boats and destroyers sting the Japanese column, then cross the T with battleships waiting at the mouth of the strait. Yamashiro is hammered and sinks. Mogami crippled. Fuso breaks apart. Shima's trailing group stumbles into the wreckage and withdraws. The southern attack is destroyed. The transports are safe from the south. But the plan's bait works. Halsey races north after Ozawa's decoy carriers, eager to finish Japan's carrier arm. That leaves the San Bernardino Strait unguarded. Kurita AS Center Force slips through at night, right toward a handful of escort carriers and their thin screen. Taffy, 3. Morning of October 25th. Off Samar. Taffy 3 is 6 jeep carriers, slow and lightly armored, protected by destroyers and destroyer escorts nicknamed Tin Cans. Suddenly, the horizon fills with battleships and heavy cruisers. Vice Admiral Kurita has stumbled onto the invasion's soft underbelly. Rear Admiral Clifton Sprague orders smoke and evasive turns. The tiny carriers launch everything, fully armed, half-armed, even planes with only machine gun ammo. Meanwhile, destroyers USS Johnston, Hole, and Heermann do the unthinkable. They charge. Johnston, commanded by Ernest Evans, darts through shell splashes to fire torpedoes at point-blank range, raking cruisers with her 5-inch guns. Huell and Heermann follow, laying smoke, cutting in and out of squalls. Their attacks are chaos and genius. In the confusion, Japanese salvos overshoot, torpedoes force course changes, carrier planes peck from above. Kurita, unsure of what he's facing, maybe fleet carriers with a heavy screen, turns away. Taffy 3 pays dearly. Johnston, Hole, and escort carrier Gambier Bay are lost, but they save the beachhead. It's one of the greatest David versus Goliath fights in naval history. Far to the north at Cape Engaño, Halsey's fast carriers tear into Ozawa's decoy force. Japanese flight decks burn. The carrier arm, the symbol of Pearl Harbor's ascendancy, dies here as a decoy. The irony is sharp. The bait is destroyed, but it has already done its work. That same day, October 25th, desperation births a new terror. The first organized kamikaze strike dives into the escort carrier USS St. She explodes and sinks within minutes. Kamikaze attacks will continue, inflicting painful losses, but they cannot reverse the outcome of Leyte. By October 26th, the battle across Sibuyan Sea, Surigao Strait, Samar, and Cape Engaño is over. Japan loses carriers, cruisers, destroyers, and, more importantly, the ability to operate as a coherent fleet. The Imperial Japanese Navy is broken. Leyte opens the door to the rest of the Philippines. The oil lifeline shrivels. From here on, the U.S. Navy dictates the tempo at sea. If Midway shattered Japan's carrier elite, Leyte Gulf shatters its operational hope. Leyte Gulf endures because it shows how logistics, deception, courage, and confusion collide in war. Battleships lose to airplanes, then carriers fall to aircrew experience and numbers, and finally, tin cans buy survival with sheer audacity. It teaches a simple truth. Tonnage is not destiny. Decision under pressure is. If this breakdown helped make sense of the chaos, tap subscribe for more War Chronicles. Next up, Operation Torch, night landings and back-channel diplomacy.